Barcelona will finish matchday 10 of the La Liga season still 3 points clear at the top of the table, thanks to a hard-fought 5-1 win over Sevilla at the Montjuic Olympic Stadium on Sunday night. Barca built their lead in the first half, but had to endure a few difficult periods against a tough Sevilla side. But Hansi Flick's men remained solid and took their chances up front to begin a huge week with an important win at home, first half. A warm-up injury to Eric Garcia made Barca more attack-minded from the start, as Ansu Fati came into the lineup and Rafinha moved into midfield. The hosts looked to establish their dominance from the get-go by controlling the ball, playing at a fast tempo and pressing very high to try and force mistakes. But the Catalans weren't precise with their passing early on, and allowed Sevilla to have some joy on the counter, as the Blaugrana struggled to get enough bodies back to deal with the pace of the visitors and their forward line. The first 25 minutes were not easy at all, but the home team still found a way to take the lead, as Rafinha was pulled down by Piqué inside the box, and Robert Lewandowski scored the penalty to put Barca in front. Pedri quickly doubled the lead with an amazing strike from distance, and the Blaugrana were suddenly in complete control of the match. First half. A warm-up injury to Eric Garcia made Barca more attack-minded from the start, as Ansu Fati came into the lineup and Rafinha moved into midfield. The hosts looked to establish their dominance from the get-go by controlling the ball, playing at a fast tempo and pressing very high to try and force mistakes. But the Catalans weren't precise with their passing early on, and allowed Sevilla to have some joy on the counter, as the Blaugrana struggled to get enough bodies back to deal with the pace of the visitors and their forward line. The first 25 minutes were not easy at all, but the home team still found a way to take the lead, as Rafinha was pulled down by Piqué inside the box, and Robert Lewandowski scored the penalty to put Barca in front. Pedri quickly doubled the lead with an amazing strike from distance, and the Blaugrana were suddenly in complete control at the half-hour mark. Barca grew in confidence after the sudden change of momentum, and Lewandowski missed a huge chance to make it 3-0 on the counter after an amazing pass by Lamine Yamal. But the home team stayed hungry for more, and found the third when Lewandowski deflected a shot by Rafinha into the net and remained just onside to make the goal count. The halftime whistle shortly after to end a first period that wasn't easy for Barca to begin with, but once they found their groove, the Catalans were in complete control. With the win seemingly secured, would we see the return of Gavi in the second half? Second half. Barca remained aggressive to start the final period, continuing to attack and press looking for more goals. Rafinha had John Stones scored Man City's dramatic winner in stoppage time at Molineux, as their 2-1 victory at Wolves sent them top of the Premier League table. Jorgen Strand Larsen had opened the scoring for Gary O'Neill's side, and though Josko Gvardiol leveled it up before the break, struggling Wolves defended doggedly and looked to have held out until Stones headed in a corner in the 95th minute of the match. The goal was initially ruled out for offside, but was allowed after a VR check when it was deemed that Bernardo Silva was not interfering with José Sá's view. The win extends City's unbeaten run to 31 games, moves them top, and sends Wolves bottom. How it played out at Molineux. Wolves' poor form could have had them fearing the worst against the Premier League champions, but they were given the boost of an early goal. A sweeping move down the right, seeing Nelson Semedo's low cross find Strand Larsen free to slot in at the far post. Semedo had the chance to make it 2 from a similar counterattack soon after, but was denied by Ederson, and it was an impressive rearguard thereafter, with City utterly dominating possession. It took something quite special from Gvardiol to find a way past José Sá. The stand-in goalkeeper got his hand to it, but could not keep out the right-footed shot that was bound for the top corner. Sá still impressed, producing fine stops from Bernardo and Savinho to ensure that Wolves were able to go in level at the interval. Team news. Wolves made 2 changes to the team that conceded 5 at Brentford, with José Sá replacing Sam Johnstone in goal and Santi Bueno coming in. Manchester City made 3 changes to the side that beat Fulham, with John Stones, Jeremy Doku, and Savinho also introduced to the lineup. City pushed and probed in the second half, introducing Phil Foden and Jack Grealish to provide a different wing threat, but Erling Haaland was kept remarkably quiet. Wolves were so close to seeing out before the late drama, Stones heading in to stun Molineux. Curtis Jones starred as Liverpool came through an incident-packed clash with Chelsea as 2-1 winners to finish the weekend top of the Premier League, a point ahead of Man City. While Arsenal lost at Bournemouth on Saturday, fellow title contenders City grabbed a late win at Wolves to put the pressure on Arne Slot's side in a game which the Liverpool boss called their toughest test yet this season. But it was a test Liverpool passed as they embark on a difficult run of fixtures. Mohamed Salah struck from the penalty spot midway through the first half, and although Nicholas Jackson was eventually deemed onside by VAR for his equalizer 3 minutes into the second period, Jones flicked past Robert Sanchez soon after to restore the Reds' advantage and ultimately claim the win. The direction of the match could have swung on any number of incidents in the opening 45 minutes, though. The first came after just 7 minutes, when Tosin Adarabioyo avoided a red card for a foul on Diogo Jota in similar circumstances to William Saliba's sending off on Saturday for Arsenal. The covering Levy Colwill and direction of the ball over the top saved the Chelsea man on this occasion. Then followed the first of 4 penalty calls, with Trent Alexander-Arnold escaping unpunished from an in-game VR check for stepping on Jadon Sancho's foot in the box. Before Salah was incensed, he wasn't given a spot kick at the other end when he went down under a challenge from Colwill. Sky Sports' Gary Neville called for the Egyptian to be booked for simulation. Chelsea defender Colwill gave away a penalty just a minute later, though, when he kicked Jones in the shin. The Liverpool man had made a crucial block on a Cole Palmer shot just seconds before that incident, illustrating his all-action display. Salah sent Sanchez the wrong way from 12 yards to put Liverpool ahead and thought he'd have another crack from the penalty spot in stoppage time when the keeper tumbled Jones. However, a VR check led to an overturn of the decision to award Liverpool another penalty when it was spotted. Sanchez got to the ball first. It was a dramatic end to a half, which had also seen Cody Gakpo have a goal ruled out for Salah being offside in the build-up, and Jackson clipped the frame of the Liverpool goal with a drilled shot from a tight angle. While Jackson did find the net for his 8th goal involvement in his last 8 games after the break, it was Jones who had the decisive say, with the help of some questionable goalkeeping from Sanchez, to make it 10 wins in 11 games for Slot. Chelsea, who pushed for a second but couldn't find the cutting edge with a couple of opportunities, which came the way of Palmer and a late header over from Renato Vega, sit 6th, 7 points off leaders Liverpool. 15 Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. scored in each half to give Real Madrid a hard-fought 2-1 win at Celta Vigo in La Liga on Saturday. Mbappe gave Real the lead with a brilliant strike from long range in the 20th minute. However, Swedish forward Williot Swedberg equalized for the home side with a first-touch effort from a counter-attack in the 51st minute. Real went ahead again when substitute Luka Modric played Vinicius through, and the Brazilian took the ball past the goalkeeper before finishing in the 66th minute. Real are second in the La Liga standings on 24 points, level with leaders Barcelona, who have a game in hand and host Sevilla on Sunday. Real were aggressive from the start, but left themselves exposed to counterattacks, with Swedberg missing 2 clear chances from close range within the first 15 minutes. Celta misplaced a pass that was intercepted by Mbappe, who picked up the ball outside the box and fired an unstoppable strike into the top corner to give the visiting side the lead. Vinicius was a constant menace up and down the left side, but was wasteful as Real could have easily reached halftime further ahead. However, in a quick counterattack 6 minutes into the second half, Oscar Mingueza boosted up the right wing and crossed to Swedberg, who beat the offside trap to tap in a first-touch effort to the left of Real goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois. As Celta tried for a winner, it was Real who snatched victory through a terrific pass by 39-year-old Modric, who saw Vinicius ghosting between 2 defenders and delivered a pass that the Brazilian finished to seal the 3 points.